As a professional space planner, I have seen my fair share of difficult spaces, but this particular plan I had a bone to pick with. This was a new build even, so when I see awkwardness or unexplained creativeness, I can tell that they definitely didn't hire any sort of space planner. This is a large residential building with lots of these floor plans, which means a lot of people are going to be dealing with the same struggles. This is the actual space, front door is right here. And this particular client reached out to me because they were at a loss on how to arrange this room. There's really no wall for a TV, so they did put it right here, but this is too narrow to have a sofa and a path of travel. So they pushed their sofa here and angled their TV, which is not ideal in any space plan. It also leaves this extra large path of travel and voided area. In condos especially, your square footage is precious, and you want to take advantage and use that square footage wisely. A couple red flags to me, which made this room very difficult, was all of these unnecessary bump outs, like this 15 3/4 inch bump out. We have 16.5 here, 14 3 inches here, and they didn't want to center the door for whatever reason, or either bump out for that matter. We have an extra large 58-inch hallway though, which is too large just for a path of travel, by the way, but too small to actually make it usable space. We have the peninsula attached to the wall, making only one entrance and exit of the kitchen, which means we'll be walking around to our dining room. I'd like to make this a living, but we have bar stools here and only 89 inches. Way too small for a living room with a TV. It's actually too small for a dining room too, but we'll get to that. I did conceptualize many ways and stretch my space planning muscles, but to give rhyme or reason to what I'm about to show, I want to segment out these 3 zones. We're going to reserve this as the entry, this as the living room, and this as the dining. As always, I study paths of travel when I dive into any space plan. This is what one of my conceptual sketches would look like, overlaying things that aren't changing like the walls. As you can see, all paths of travel marked in red don't need to be altered other than this one. We're going to alter that one to go straight and then to the hallway. I would share all my other plans, but there were just far too many. So we're going to park on the one that does work. This is the plan the client received. We have our entry zone, our living zone, and our dining zone, with plenty of path of travel to get to each one. Did have to use a bench for the dining area, so we could have enough room getting in and out of a dining table and bar stools. Now I'd like to show you what all this looks like in 3D. This is the angle we're going to look from, and this is my floor plan in 3D. This client had a really cute style, so it was fun to source all this furniture, but specific dimensions decided a lot of the pieces, like this sofa. I do want to point something out that I intentionally did with these windows. They are the same size window and just a few inches off in their nooks. However, I did want to make this window look larger and more dramatic, and this one be secondary. So I carried the green paint around this window. I kept the white inside. I hung curtains on the outside of the nook, making this recess appear larger than that one. I feel like paint isn't used to its full advantage in interior design. You can make rooms look larger, smaller, shorter, taller, all with paint. It just comes down to the application. This client was so pleased with the floor plan and the design, which is a good day for me.